over left and right. I had to like save a couple. All right. So here are my PC games. We'll get to the PS3 games really quickly, but here are my PC games. These are all, well, for the PC games that I have, all my games are organized in release date order. I know a lot of people are like, "What? Why'd you do that? Why not just do it alphabetically? Why not just do it like chronologically or something?" Actually, no. Chronologically and release date is the same thing, right? Okay, stupid. But people always like question like, why do you do release date order? That's just the way I organize my games. Okay, I'm sorry. That's just the way I do it. All right, let's start off with Resident Evil 5. Thank God I didn't say 6. 6 is horrendous. Resident Evil 5. Bought this for like $5 because I was excited for Resident Evil 6. That was before the game was actually trash. Before everyone knew it was actually trash. I didn't beat this game. I tried going back to it several times. I just couldn't play it. This game kind of bored me. It's not because it's Resident Evil survival horror or whatever. I'm generally not a survival horror fan at all. I do not like survival horror games because I get scared and I'm just a little pussy when I play those games. But this game just really didn't interest me at all. I wasn't interested in the story. Wasn't really interested in what was going on. I just kind of played this game and just was like, whatever. And I never beat it. Never beat it. I don't think I'll ever go back to play it, but Resident Evil 5. Alright, I'll place the game here. I already talked about Crysis Warhead. I do own it physically, by the way, but I already talked about Crysis Warhead. Alright, Batman Arkham Asylum. Great game. Actually, this is my favorite in the Batman Arkham series. Fantastic game. This is basically the first game that showed that, hey, you could actually make a good Batman game. And everyone was like taken aback by this. I remember watching the reviews and seeing the game get like a 9 out of 10. I was like, whoa, what? A Batman game get a 9 out of 10? But yeah. Just great game. I love this game. I played it many times and it was just an enjoyable game. Definitely recommend picking this up. Well, actually, you should pick this. You should have played this already. Like, provided that, you were present this generation, you should have played it and played this game already because it's just a fantastic game. Crysis 2. This game went for a more linear type of experience, but it succeeded on making this. It's very odd because none of the Crysis games, with the exception of Crysis Warhead, continue or have anything to do with the other Crysis. It's like it's in the same universe, but it's like a separate storyline. So Crysis 1 ends on a cliffhanger. Crysis 2, like, just it doesn't even bother to tell you what happened in Crysis 1. It's like, oh, completely new character. You have no idea what's going on. You don't get to hear anything about your character from the first Crysis, and it kind of frustrated me in terms of the story. Great, amazing graphics, especially once they added DirectX 11 support and high-res textures and tessellation. Great, amazing graphics. Gameplay was much more streamlined and I think was an improvement on the gameplay side. I just think the story just didn't live up to what the first Crysis did. It was more linear and I really enjoyed the open world aspect of the first Crysis. And this is the first Crysis game I played. So I went back and I played the first Crysis and I loved Crysis, the original Crysis, more. But that's Crysis 2. The Darkness 2. Bought this game really cheap. Everyone was saying this game is amazing, and I played it. I liked it. I didn't think it was amazing like everyone said. Good emotional storyline. I like the graphical style. It's very shell-shaded graphical style, and I think it works really well. So I enjoyed this game a lot. Had a lot of fun with it. So yeah, just good game. Next up is Syndicate. This is another game I picked up alongside with The Darkness 2. I like this game a lot. I don't know why it didn't do that well in the reviews, but I enjoyed it a lot. I liked the story. I liked the characters. You had Rosaria Dawson as one. She made well, actually no, she was like one of the main characters in the story. So you had like an actress in there. I love the graphics for this game. I'm a huge fan of sci-fi, futuristic styling and stuff like that. So this game really appealed to me. I had fun with the co-op and I had fun with the campaign. It's just a fun game. I don't know why it didn't do that well, but it's a fun game. The Witcher 2, I just beat this game recently. The Witcher 2, this is actually a good RPG. I got bored of it at one time and I said, you know what, no, I'll go back to this game eventually. And when CD Projekt Red announced The Witcher 3, it looked amazing. I was like, oh my, I can't wait for Witcher 3. I think it's going to be really good. So I said, all right, I got to go back and play Witcher 2 to get a sense of where the story is going. So with Witcher 2, I went ahead and I bought the Enhanced Edition, which came with all the DLC, and came with this cool art. You see, it came with like an art book and like a soundtrack in there. So cool, really cool. I enjoyed this game. I thought it was a good RPG. Thought it could have been a little bit better, a little bit more interesting. But the combat is there. It's a little bit too complicated as far as it's kind of like on the edge between being overly complicated and being just right, because I felt like there was so much like with the powers, and it's a fantasy RPG. And I'm not one to go for fantasy. I actually don't like fantasy games that much at all. There are a few exceptions, and The Witcher 2 is one of them. So I enjoy that game a lot. Max Payne 3. This game, a lot of mixed feelings on this game from a lot of people. I personally liked the game a lot. I did. I was so excited to play this game that I actually went back and I played the first and second Max Payne to get a feeling for the story. And I really enjoyed this game. Amazing visuals, like really top of the line visuals. And I like the gameplay. It was very difficult too. I think this game, a lot of the reasons a lot of people didn't like it is, first of all, it's a new generation of gamers, and I think no one ever played Max Payne 1 and 2. So a lot of people picked this game up saying, oh, it's from Rockstar, I'll like it. And they said, oh, this game's crap, all you're doing is dodging bullets and stuff like that. But yeah, but that's how the original game played. It stays true to what the original game's formula was, and I enjoyed the story, and I loved the graphics, and I just had fun with the game. It's very difficult, and I think a lot of people didn't enjoy the difficulty, but it's just an all-around fun game. My best friend, didn't like the game at all, and I asked him why. He's like, well, it's stupid. He's just like a drug addict and an alcoholic. I'm like, but yeah, he didn't play the first and second Max Payne, so he didn't know everything about how his family got torn to shreds, or with bullets, and how his what is it, like a 3-month-old daughter got killed in it was just horrendous. So the more you know about this character, the more you understand. Borderlands 2, I bought this because everyone said this game was amazing, and guess what? I played it for 2 hours, and I didn't like it at all. This game gave me no. Actually, no. I attempted to play this game, and this game told me to go to an objective. So I was like, okay, I'll head over to the objective. I head over to the objective, and I'm stuck at this one part. I think there's a glitch or something like that, but I can't. It's like, no, I'm on the freaking objective. I'm driving all around trying to see, all right, is it above me? Is it under me? I don't know. I'm stuck, but I didn't really enjoy this game at all. I didn't enjoy it at all. I tried going back into it multiple times. I just couldn't. So I'm sorry. Borderlands just isn't. It just wasn't a good game to me. It's just, actually, no. Quality-wise, great game. Personally, I just didn't enjoy it. Dishonored, amazing stealth game. This is made by Arcane Studios. These are the guys who made who made BioShock 2, which was an okay game. Didn't really live up to the expectations of the first Crysis. I'm sorry, the first BioShock. I'm getting confused here. But yeah, Dishonored, really fun, amazing stealth game. I love the graphics, the graphical style. The stealth is really great. It's really fun, interesting stealth. You can hide like under tables and stuff like that, and do some other cool stuff. You have unique, interesting powers you can use, which change the gameplay style. And there's tons and tons and tons of ways to play and complete this game. So I really enjoyed Dishonored, and I played all the DLC for it, and it has really good DLC too. Next up is Medal of Honor. This is the Steelbook edition I got from Amazon. But yeah, I like this game. I'll talk about the first Medal of Honor when I get to that, but I like this game. I thought the campaign was pretty enjoyable. I like the driving stages especially. A lot of people were like, oh, it's called Medal of Honor War Driver. And I kind of didn't get that, but then when I started playing it and I started saying, oh, I started realizing there was a lot of driving stages. I was like, oh, that's why they say it. So, but I liked Medal of Honor. Warfighter, I did. I liked it a lot, and I think it's kind of weird because it hits this emotional thing, emotional impact with the storyline, but it's like it only hits it at this one specific at the end. It hits this emotional impact, but it never really hit that emotional impact throughout the whole story. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot, and it was a huge improvement from the first Medal of Honor in terms of gameplay. A lot of people actually didn't play this game and didn't do that well, and I actually really liked the multiplayer. I got really heavily into the multiplayer. No one plays the multiplayer now, so, but anyway, that's gonna tip over. Yep, here it goes. All right, but yeah, I enjoyed the first Medal of Honor. Far Cry 3, amazing game. I loved this. I was so excited to play this game, especially when it got delayed. Did this game get delayed or not? I think this game may have gotten delayed. I'm not exactly sure. I know it came out in December though, the last game that came out in the year. Amazing game. I did everything. I went to all the radio towers. I went and completed all the all the outposts. I did like everything I could in this game, and I completed the game in about 30 hours, and that was me going through all the outposts, going through all the radio towers, and completing the campaign. I love this game, and still to this day I pop back into this game and just drive around randomly throughout the island, especially with the PC graphics. It's just breathtaking what they were able to do. So amazing game. I really enjoyed the story. I wish Voss was the main villain. He really isn't, but I wish Voss was the main villain. And you know, now that we have that teaser image, that supposed leaked teaser image of Far Cry 4, I can't wait for to see what Ubisoft does with the series. But just great game, Far Cry 3. Crysis 3. This game was a disappointment on all fronts. It was a much shorter game. To put it in perspective, the first Crysis was 15 to 18 hours. Crysis Warhead was 6 hours. Crysis 2 was 12 hours. Crysis 3 is 6 hours. And it's like this game, it completely abandons all of its story of the second Crysis. And the gameplay, it's weird because they brought back the open levels. They brought back the open levels of Crysis, the original Crysis. Of course, it's not open world, but it's much open than what you had in Crysis 2. This game just bored me. It's just lackluster everything. Lackluster level design, lackluster story, amazing visuals though. I'm telling you, this was like one of the best games I've ever seen in my life. But just awful. I was so disappointed with that. I felt so bad because I really supported and loved this series, and to see the direction that the series went in was just a disappointment to me. So that was Crysis 3. Lastly, Metro Last Light. I didn't plan on playing this game. I wanted to cancel Batman Arkham Origins on my pre-order because I just wasn't interested in the game anymore. And I said the guy at GameStop said, "Oh, once you cancel a pre-order, you can't take that money and place it on something else. You have to pre-order something else." So I was like, sometimes they let you do it, sometimes they don't. I had no idea, but I was like, all right, fine. And I was like, all right, just give me Metro Last Light. And I was not expecting this game to be good because I had Metro 2033 on my PC and I didn't like it at all. But Metro Last Light is amazing. This game reminded me of the first BioShock in that it was such an experience in itself. Just amazing campaign. It's a campaign-only game. I have the season pass. Played all the DLC for it. The DLC leaves something to be desired. It didn't really do that well with the DLC, in my opinion. But the main game, the full package, just is an exceptional game. And to think, the working conditions that the employees of 4A Games went through, they're sitting in offices with 40 degrees Fahrenheit temperature working on this game, and they had they were literally working with fold-up chairs and everything like that. Horrendous working conditions these developers had to go through, but they outputted one of the most memorable experiences of this generation. It was just a fantastic game, and it really did improve on all fronts of the Metro series. And that's coming from someone who didn't really like Metro 2033 at all. All right, I need a breath. I need a breath. We'll get to that in a sec. All right, get some water. Jeez. It really kills you. This doing videos and talking for long periods of time. It really just kills your voice. All right. Crap. All right, now we have to take all these games out. All right, here's Killzone Shadowfall. It's still sealed. I'll open it eventually. Isn't this is nice. This is like a static unboxing. Like, I haven't prepared for anything. This is like me just whipping out my camera. Like, I literally just whipped out my camera and started recording. But I will edit it here, and I'll bring you guys back. You'll just keep watching the video. Yeah. I just want... Look at this. Yes, we're going to go through each and every single one of them. Alright, coming up, 10 hours of me talking. Whew, alright, like I said, these are all in release date order. These are only my PS3 collection. I have many more games on Xbox Live that I'm going to be talking about, but yeah. Yeah. Here we go, alright. Resistance Fall of Man. I didn't like this game at all. I didn't. It was really frustrating. Enjoyable at some parts, but I had to literally force myself to play this game. By the time I got done with it, I didn't really feel like anything changed. Like, I wasn't like, oh, thank God, oh, that was a good ending, okay. It was like, oh, I beat it. What a waste of my time. So that's how I felt about the first Resistance. I didn't like it at all, man. I don't like this series. Alright, that's all. Hate you. Alright, MotorStorm. This was a game I actually got for free with my PlayStation 380. Here, let's go into my closet. I still have the original box. Yeah, that's the original box to my PlayStation 3 80GB, and I got this game for free with it. So, pretty cool. There's my face. But yeah, enjoyable racing game. Really is. Great. I remember the graphics at the time were just fantastic, but enjoyable racing game. I had a lot of fun with it. I never really got into any of the other MotorStorms. I kind of just left them as is. But I do, I do enjoy the first one, and I know the other ones have been pretty good. I just haven't I don't actually own any of their Motor Trends, but MotorStorm, Motor Trends, MotorStorm. But I really enjoyed this game. I enjoyed it. It was free. I enjoy free stuff. Warhawk. This is some of the most fun online multiplayer I've ever had this generation. Was the original Warhawk. Amazing game in terms of multiplayer. It's a multiplayer only game, but let me tell you, it's just fantastic. It's a mixture of World War II with like a sci-fi futuristic theme to it. It's like if you mix World War II with Star Wars, and you get this game literally, Warhawk. It's a fantastic game. I had a lot of fun with it. It was, like I said, it's a PlayStation exclusive multiplayer game only, but it's just amazing multiplayer game. I logged a lot of hours into that, and I had a lot of fun with it. Heavenly Sword. This was a game. It's a single player only game, but it's an enjoyable game actually. You can see some of the scuff marks on there. That's from the sticker when I bought it. But Heavenly Sword, just great game. I liked it. I really did. Sony's making this animated film now, which seems interesting. I don't know if it's gonna have like a Blu-ray release or anything. I probably will get it. We'll see. But just I really enjoyed this game. It had a fantastic, colorful cast of characters, and I liked the art style, and just a good game. It was a good game, good solid game for the PlayStation 3. Uncharted Drake's Fortune. If you haven't heard, this is the reason I bought a PlayStation 3. This was the sole reason I bought a PlayStation 3. I was a huge fan of Tomb Raider, and at the time, the Tomb Raider series was beginning to crumble, and I was like, okay, well, I saw this game, I saw gameplay of this game, and I saw how, I was like, wow, that looks like Tomb Raider, and I looked at the graphics, and I looked at everything, the graphics, the gameplay, and I was like, this game looks amazing. I couldn't wait to go play Uncharted Drake's Fortune, and this is the sole reason why I wanted a PlayStation 3. I wanted a PlayStation 3 and nothing but this game. That was all I asked for. And I got it, and this game is fantastic. Of course, it's Uncharted. Remember, this was before we even knew what Uncharted was going to be as it is now, but amazing game. It's a nice 10 to 12 hour adventure. Beautiful environment. The graphics, still to this day, the graphics look sharp and incredible. And a really amazing storyline, too. It's just, this is like literally, this series is the pinnacle of Hollywood blockbuster films being sort of intertwined within the video game genre or medium, if that makes sense. So, but just amazing game. The sole reason why I bought a PlayStation 3. That is still my original copy too. I never got rid of this game, so this is my original copy from 2007. I love that game. Army of Two, the first one. This game was really good, and it had a really I liked Salem and Rios as characters. It had really cool co-op. I played the co-op like once. I think I remember. I think it was just online randomly. Even single player, the game's pretty fun, and it has great graphics at the time. I think the PlayStation 3 version, for whatever reason, the PlayStation 3 version plays in a resolution lower than 720p. Because when I'm playing with it, I have this like black border around my screen, and I can't go into the settings and say, oh, fit the scale or anything. I think the resolution just plays in lower than 720p. So anyway, great game. I really enjoyed it. This is the best one out of the whole series, in my opinion. So but definitely amazing game. Did a really good job with Army of Two, and that was before EA was dicks. Gran Turismo 5 Prologue. I like this game. I like the prologue version better than the actual game itself. This game was just amazing. Amazing graphics. It's a prologue version, so it's not as big as Gran Turismo 5, but the graphics were great. It was one of the first racing games ever to have like an in-car cockpit view for all of its cars, and just a fantastic and beautiful graphics. It's like I said, it's like a smaller scale Gran Turismo, but it was just a fantastic game. I like this game better than Gran Turismo 5. We're going to talk about Gran Turismo 5 because I actually do own it. We're going to talk about it in just a bit. So, but Gran Turismo 5 Prologue, great racing game. All right, next up is the Bourne Conspiracy. This is actually a movie license game that doesn't suck. Can you believe it? So, the Bourne Conspiracy is actually a pretty fast-paced, entertaining game. It has 3 different types of gameplay. There's, third-person cover-based shooting, but there's also hand-to-hand combat gameplay, and there's driving segments. This game makes you feel like you're Jason Bourne, like, literally. You're doing a lot of cool stuff. It's really fast-paced, and it's kind of cool because you're playing the game and you're not expecting it to be really good, but when you start playing it, like, the game becomes really fun, and it's short, about 5 hours long, but it's just an enjoyable game. And it actually, I think it takes place, I think this game's supposed to be like a combination of the Bourne Supremacy and the Bourne Conspiracy, if I can remember correctly. I don't know, but it was just an enjoyable game. The Bourne Conspiracy. I really did enjoy it, and it was actually a good movie license game. Haze. A lot of mixed feelings on this. I feel like this game could have been amazing, but it was a technological disaster. It's made by Free Radical. These are the guys who made Time Splitters. Let me tell you something. The concept for the story is very interesting. The story for this game, like, really, it actually has a really interesting concept, and it keeps it interesting along the way. If it wasn't for its interesting concept within its story design, this game would have been nothing. The graphics are good, kinda good. That's all I can really say. The gameplay is, well, it's fun, it's good. The thing is, there's nothing really wrong with the core mechanics of this game. It's just the fact that technically, it was atrocious. Glitches everywhere, people spawning and like immediate deaths, people going halfway through walls, and it was stuff. I didn't really find it to be as horrible as everyone else thought it was, but I enjoyed this game. I enjoyed it for the time I played it, and it had a really interesting concept for a story. Really interesting concept for a story. Jeez. Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots. Good game. I didn't think it was amazing. People gave this game like amazing scores. I'm not kidding you. The ending of this game, the end cutscene, is literally an hour and a half long. I'm not kidding you. I sat there and I beat the game and I watched the ending cutscene for this game to be an hour and a half long. An hour and a half of me sitting there watching the ending for this game. It's just, I'm not one to complain about, cutscenes and long cutscenes and everything. I actually like cutscenes. I like to watch the story unfold. But an hour and a half long? Excluding credits? I had fun with the game, though. I just had fun with it. I didn't think it was phenomenally exceptional, like everyone else thought it was, but I had fun with it, and I cannot wait for Ground Zeroes coming out this or next spring, and also Metal Gear Solid 5. It's gonna be cool. Alright, I'm getting tired. Battlefield Bad Company, the first one. I bought this game like recently, and because I wanted to play the single player, because everyone said the game was like amazing single player wise. This game was just decent single player wise. Good cast of characters. The commentary is pretty enjoyable. But I'm sorry, I don't see how the story alone in this game was good. It's just a decent storyline. That's all. It's just a decent storyline. It's about what 5-6 hours long, maybe a little bit longer. But yeah, just a good game. It is a good game. Solid shooting mechanics. The destruction was pretty good. A new turn for the Battlefield series, and I think it is actually a turn in the right direction. We'll talk more about Battlefield Bad Company 2 later on, but good. From the campaign standpoint, decent game. All right. Mercenaries 2, World in Flames. I remember when Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, my parents were like, no, you can't get that game, it's rated M, and it's Grand Theft Auto, I'm not going to let you play the game. So I was like, fine. And I saw this game, and I was like, oh, this game's kind of like Grand Theft Auto, and because it was rated T, I was able to get it. So I played this game. I really liked this game, actually. It was a fun open-world adventure, good graphics, funny characters and storyline, and just ridiculousness, pretty much. But, good game, pretty good game, and I really enjoyed it. I liked the driving mechanics, and I liked the open world aspect for it, and it actually satisfied my loss, well, my temporary loss of being able to play Grand Theft Auto 4 when that was, new. But now I have it on PC, and I played it like 3 times, so who cares? Dead Space, the first Dead Space, good survival horror game, really good survival horror game. I played this after playing Dead Space 2 because I heard some amazing things about, the original Dead Space. Really good survival horror game. I think Dead Space 2 improved on a couple things, and we'll talk about that later, but enjoyable game. Dead Space 2, just from it's just enjoyable game. I gotta stop like stuttering and stuff, so good game. Resistance 2, I don't care for this series at all, like I said. I tried playing this actually a couple weeks ago, and I'm sorry, I just can't bring myself to care about anything this series has to offer. Nothing about this game is attractive to me at all. This improved on the first-person shooting elements and everything like that, but I didn't enjoy the game at all. That's all I'm gonna say is I didn't enjoy the game at all. I still to this day haven't beat the game. It's just really boring to me. Midnight Club Los Angeles is the complete edition. Look at me, the complete edition. But amazing racing game. It was a lot of fun. This is actually the first game I ever reviewed on YouTube. I actually still have that review up, and I sounded like this because I was a little kid. So you can go check out that review if you want to check it out. It was recorded. I'm not kidding. It was recorded with like some weird like kids camera, so the quality is like less than 480p. It's awful. Oh man, when I was younger. Midnight Club Los Angeles, great racing game, great graphics. It actually had a story. Could you believe it? Like, it actually had a story. And great customization on the cars. Just great, good racing game. Good racing game. Let's move on. All right, Mirror's Edge. You all know this is like a shining gem for me. I love this game. And when I say I love this game, I don't mean I just love the game. I mean like this game was one of the things that defined me as a gamer, because I am a gamer. I found this is actually something I bought recently. Check this out. It's a brand new sealed copy of Mirror's Edge. And my camera battery is about to die, which is unfortunate because I'm talking about a really important game for me. So I'll see you guys when I switch this camera battery out.